This is how much protein you should be eating each day. What is all this protein for? Is your name Patty? Well, you may be high protein Patty. And in this episode, I'm gonna show you exactly how to prioritize protein for your diet. In the last two episodes, I described the power of protein. In previous episodes, which is a great place for me to remind you, if you haven't watched prior episodes, go back, get caught up, and then come back and join me here. In past episodes, I showed you that during the menopause transition, women will lose muscle and gain excess body fat. In the last episode, I explained that when menopausal women optimize going from a lower to an optimal amount of protein, they actually reversed this. The women lost body fat and gained lean mass. So in effect, optimizing protein intake can offset the negative adaptations that occur to body composition during the menopause transition. We also know that as we age, we don't utilize protein as efficiently as we did when we were younger. In this episode, I'm going to explain how much protein we need each day and how best to distribute that protein over the course of the day. I want to thank Hone Health for making this menopause fitness series possible. Right, how much protein should you consume each day? Well, I like to give a range. I don't like to just give one number. The range that I recommend is 0.75 grams per pound of ideal weight, all the way up to 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal weight. Now, if you work in kilograms, that would be 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, or up to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of ideal body weight. Now, what do I mean when I say ideal body weight? Well, if you currently have obesity or you're overweight, and you know that you want to get to a lower body weight, you want to base your protein on your goal or your ideal body weight. Now, while these are the protein recommendation, I'll tell you right now that most midlife women do not get this much protein. In fact, the research states that women only get about 70 grams or half of the upper amount of protein that they need each day. Let's use some practical examples. If menopause Marla weighs 110 pounds and she's happy with her current weight, or if she weighs 50 kilograms, her goal would be anywhere between 80 and 110 grams of protein per day. Now, let's say that menopause Marla currently weighs 220 pounds or 100 kilograms, but her ideal body weight is 165 pounds or 75 kilograms. Her recommended range would be between 125 and 165 grams of protein each day. Now, let me give a little context to this. The lower range is enough protein to build a lot of muscle. You don't have to get to this higher recommended range, but I like going, or at least having this as a goal in some situations, because we do have research which suggests that you do lose more body fat with higher protein intakes. We also know that protein is generally more satiating, so you're not as hungry with higher protein intakes. If you fail to reach your goal at the higher range, you're going to easily hit the protein goal at the lower end of this recommended range. So we've just looked at the ideal amount of protein to eat over the course of an entire day. Now what we need to ask is, what's the best way to consume this protein over the course of the day? The way that we want to approach that is we want to divide up our total daily protein intake, and we would like to ideally evenly distribute that protein over approximately 3 to 5 protein feedings. So if I were to prioritize what's the most important thing relative to protein, the most important thing is how much protein you get over the course of the day. The second most important thing is evenly distributing that protein over approximately 3 to 5 meals. And then less important than those is getting protein around your workouts. In fact, almost all of the research suggests that you don't have to eat protein around your workouts, but there's no harm, and it's what I often do. All right, let's go with another example. We'll call our example, we'll name her high protein Patty. And we're gonna have high protein Patty aim for the high amount of protein. So she's gonna try to get 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, or 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. Now she weighs 140 pounds, and she knows, okay, I'm aiming for the high amount, so I wanna get 140 grams of protein in this day. And let's also make an assumption, she's gonna try to do that over 4 meals. So she's gonna have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack or a post-workout protein. So now we're gonna reverse engineer 140 grams over 4 protein feedings. What this means is that high protein Patty needs 35 grams of protein for breakfast, 35 grams of protein for lunch, 35 grams of protein for dinner, and then her last 35 grams as a snack or as a post-workout protein feeding. Let's go through high protein Patty's day, starting with breakfast. Her goal is 35 grams of protein. She can get this if she eats 3 eggs, so here's 3 scrambled eggs that I made. This is 18 grams of protein, and cottage cheese supplying another 18 grams of protein. I thought about how I wanted to demonstrate this, and I'm choosing just to focus on the protein intake. Most people are gonna have orange juice or a bagel or something else. I'm prioritizing protein, so I'm just gonna focus on the protein foods throughout the day. But I fully expect as you plan your day around your protein, because you're prioritizing protein, that you're gonna have other carbohydrate and some foods that are higher in fat along with your protein foods. Now let's go to high protein Patty's lunch. What's her goal? 35 grams of protein. This is chicken breast. Now again, she's gonna have other things. Now when I weighed out this protein, it came out to 30 grams of protein. What's Patty's goal? 35 grams. Well, she didn't hit her goal. No, not so fast. Patty's gonna have some type of other food. Let's say bread, greens. Those other foods also have protein, and we count that protein as well. We don't just count the protein in the high protein foods. All protein that we eat goes towards our total daily count. What about dinner? High protein Patty has a goal of 35 grams of protein for her dinner. Here's beef. I weighed this out. It comes to about 30 grams of protein. Same thing at lunch. She's gonna have some other food choices along with this, and we're gonna assume that whatever else Patty chooses is gonna have protein. And remember, all protein counts. I get that question a lot. Do I count the protein in my bagel? Do I count protein in my oatmeal? Yes, all protein counts. Now we do want to prioritize animal proteins or high quality proteins. That's where we're getting the highest quality protein. Now we have one more protein feeding. Maybe this is a workout day where high protein Patty's gonna have a protein supplement, or if she's not working out, she might just wanna have a protein snack. This is yogurt, and between the two of these, this comes out to 36 grams of protein. Now again, a lot of people will mix in fruit or other things, that's completely fine. But you notice how throughout all of these meals, she's prioritizing each meal or snack with protein. I refer to this as a protein-anchored dieting approach. Instead of a snack, maybe high protein Patty does a really good resistance training workout. An easy way to get protein is to use protein supplements. Now a scoop of how did that get there? An easy way to get protein is through a protein supplement. A scoop of this is about 20 grams, so she would need a scoop and a half of this. Also, if you're on the go, here's what I do all the time. When I'm driving and I want a snack, I usually try to reach for higher protein snacks. Protein bars are my go-to choice. What high protein Patty did is exactly the approach that I recommend. She knew she needed 140 grams of protein by the end of the day. What she did was ask, how many times am I gonna eat per day? And she determined 4. And then she divided the 140 grams over 4 meals. She needed 35 grams of protein at each meal, including a snack or a post-workout supplement. She prioritized protein. I refer to this as protein anchoring, and this is how you plan to optimize your protein intake. I want to thank High Protein Patty. I don't know if your name's Patty, but I'm not picking on you. Thank you for watching this. Also, I would love for you to comment about what do you do for your protein intake. Give me your favorite recipes or how you prioritize protein. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you in the next episode.